Hi, this is Cooking with Pete with your friend Pete Van Opens. I've been asked, how do you make that salsa? And give me the recipe. You can't do that. I make this stuff up. It's different every time. So to give a better idea, you're going to see me watch it. It's going to be probably 20 minutes of your life you're never going to get back. Salt, you can use any kind of salt. I use this pink stuff. I put about that much in. Looks kind of like covers the bottom. I use the same careful measuring with accent. About the same amount as the salt. Black pepper, and guess what? Yes. I don't know, that probably ends up being 2 teaspoons. But make it any way you want. Next comes garlic. I brought a couple of cloves out already, but you can put as much garlic in as you want, and a lot of people do, and for me it usually just depends on how much falls out at one time. So yeah, it doesn't look bad. This is my little hand mixer that I got a long time ago from Amazon. I don't find that particular one online anymore, but the goal here is to just chop it all up. Don't worry, we'll clean up the floor later. This is about as much garlic as I put in, sometimes more, sometimes less. All right, now comes the secret. It's not secret. Peppers. I use 1 habanero. This is a medium-sized one, but it'll probably have a kick to it. This is a frozen one. We had a plethora of peppers last year. So, and this is a red pepper that I froze last year, but Andy gave that to me last year, and we haven't found anything like it yet. This is a jalapeno off our very own jalapeno plant, and the skin is cracking, which means it's perfectly ripe, and these are supposed to turn red, but when they're red they just get a little more flavor, so we're going to throw all that in there too. Now we're going to dig around in the tomato inventory. These are all garden grown from our very own garden. However, I can tell you that the secret to how this turns out is in the quality of the tomatoes. So if you get good tomatoes in the summer, you'll have really great salsa. In the winter, it's going to be not so great. You notice the careful preparation I've got here? No, I just cut it all out and put it in. The acid, and it's going to kill whatever's in there that you don't want. Now I also need to have some white onion, and I forgot to get that out, so you're just going to have to wait for a minute. Hang on. I use white onions or shallots or yellow onions or whatever I can find in the refrigerator. And I just cut some off and put it in. People say, how much onion do you put in? I don't know, just depends. It's kind of the balance of the tomato and the onion and how much space you have in it. Now I got this little tomato, which has been sitting around for a while. This might not be good. This is an heirloom tomato that we get. And we'll see. I think no on this one. This is aroma. I'm sure you're thrilled. And if you don't already have a beverage, now would be the time to get one. Because we're going to get to the mixing part, and that's really exciting. I'll take this one. This one looks good too. I just cut the heart out of it. Yeah, our garden tomatoes are really looking good this year. And with that, let's mix the first batch. This makes the cats run away. You notice I kind of ground it up for a while because I want to get the peppers in. Wow, this is really red. This is not the way it looks in the fall. Okay, next, cilantro. One bunch. And I just cut the leaves off. Try to get not too many on the floor. Again, this varies with the seasons, so sometimes the cilantro is good, sometimes not so good. I have in the past spent time trying to pick the leaves off and separate the stems. Who cares? You can't really tell anyway. And this is supposed to be simple. Simple and easy to do because nobody wants to putz around making anything. Well, me, because I don't cook. This is the only thing I can make besides a ham sandwich, which I ate earlier. And that's looking pretty good, you think? All right, next, a lime. Any size lime. Now, my arthritic hands just love using the squisher. If you don't have a squisher, you can squish it by hand or cut it up if you want. And because I don't want to waste any of the juice, let me squeeze it once more with the good squeezing hand. There we go. So basically you've seen all the ingredients now. It's just a matter of putting it all together. From here on, I just add tomatoes and onion, grind it up about 3 times all together, and that's it. Ooh, I wonder what little pepper that is. That's a peppercini. Oh, here's a ripe heirloom tomato that we harvested the other day. These are really nice. They are very meaty. And they have a very unique flavor, which is kind of fun. And yes, it kind of affects everything else too. All right. Now I grind or grate or whatever, the cilantro with something because it's hard to get the cilantro to move into grating zone. Also, wait, I have another special secret ingredient. Not really. Turns out we have a bunch of these little tomatoes. I mean, I used a whole bunch of these last time. I'm gonna pour like most of them in. See this? And this are little teeny jalapenos, and you think, oh, they're not gonna be spicy, but you're wrong. Oh yeah, this is gonna have some kick. Now I did have one store-bought tomato. I'll show you the difference in the way it looks. First it's more, I don't know, fleshy. And this was aged in the refrigerator for more. And you can see the difference between the homegrown tomatoes and the stuff that are store-bought, which is again why it's different every time I make it. Second time, I usually don't grind it or grate it or blend it as much because I like a little chunky in it, but how's that look? Not anywhere near ready. Ooh, I'm liking this. A little chunkier. Really chunky. Ooh, this looks like a good batch. We will be serving this tomorrow, which will be August 9th, I think. So, last week when I made this, it was all gone. Pause for the moment. Mailman. All right. Like I said before, I usually try to make enough so it fills one of these containers. This is either a 4 or a 5 cup. So let's take this little one, which is also one of our homegrown ones, but I found it in the refrigerator. Oh, it is totally tomato season. And let's take this Roma and this one that's starting to look like it may at one time was going to be a victim of blossom end rot, but we rescued it. Blossom end rot happens, well, for us, mostly with the Roma tomatoes. Turns out it's usually a deficiency of calcium or magnesium in your soil. I have a product called CalMag that I pour in every couple of weeks, and it's done a lot better this year. This one looks good too. Liking these Romas. Here we go. This looks like tomatoes to me. Nice and red again. Fills up the container, so we're going to be done. Stir it around. Another secret, not secret, is it's best to leave this sitting on the counter for a day, because it gets, as my mother would say, and the flavors blend together. The peppers usually become tamer, but sometimes they don't, and they actually make this spicier after it's sat a day. Again, you never really know what you're going to get till you eat it. Well, some people have said it isn't spicy, other people think it is spicy. With my stuff, you take it or leave it. Okay, we're going to take a little sample here. Very tomatoey, and it's got a kick to it. Well, we'll see how this turns out tomorrow, but thank you for attending Cooking with Pete, Salsa Edition. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call or write. Thank you.